Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a look at my TBR for March 2024. If you're interested in seeing what books I want to read this month, please stick around. As I said in my introduction, this video is going to be a look at my March 2024 TBR. I am very hopeful and optimistic about this month's TBR. In January, I read all 6 books that were on my TBR. In February, I read 3 of the books. I DNF'd 1 book and I did not read 2 of the books on my TBR. And this month I have 6 books again. I really want to get to all 6 of these books this month. I'm actually filming this video on March 4th, so we're 4 days into the month. I have read 2 books already. I have not read any books on my TBR. But I am currently reading a book that is on my TBR, and that's the first one we're going to chat about, which is Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. This book is coming out on March 5th. I was fortunate enough to get a physical arc of this, or yes, this is an arc, a physical arc of this from Cerulean Books. So thank you so much to them for this. But I also got the audiobook arc for this through NetGalley, and I am currently listening to this. When I have the ability, I am listening as I'm physically have the book open in front of me, but I'm primarily listening to this on audiobook. I'm going to classify this in my reading journal as something I listen to on audiobook. I am about a third of the way through right now. I don't know if you can kind of see where my bookmark is. And so far I'm enjoying it. It's definitely an interesting story. It is reminding me of None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, just with some of the devices they're utilizing to tell this story. And I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I'm really looking forward to continuing with this. The next book that is on my TBR for March is going to look familiar, and that is because it is one of the 2 books that I did not even get to attempt to read in February, and that is Such a Lovely Family by Aggie, Blum, Thompson. This is a mystery thriller. I think I'm going to end up picking this up next after I finish Listen for the Lie. I'm a little worried about doing that because it's 2 mystery thrillers in a row, but I want to finish this before this book comes out. This is another arc that I was fortunate enough to get from Forge, so thank you so much to them for this arc. And I think in February in my TBR, I thought this was coming out on March 5th, but it's not. It's coming out on March 12th, I want to say. So I would like to finish it before March 12th, and that's why I'm thinking it's probably going to be the next thing that I pick up. This sounds like a familial story, and I've always really enjoyed familial mystery thrillers, so very optimistic about this one. The next book that we're going to talk about is another arc that I was fortunate enough to receive from Cerulean Books, and that is Like Happiness by Ursula Villarreal-Moura, and I'm probably saying that last name wrong, and I apologize. This book is coming out, I believe, towards the end of March. I want to say the 26th, but I'm probably completely wrong about that. I don't know much about this book at all, and I'm gonna kind of keep it that way. I really haven't even read the back of this to like see what the synopsis is. I very often like going into books blind, and this is one where I think I'm just gonna trust the process and go into it blind. I've had a lot of luck with Cerulean Books in the past. Very much looking forward to picking this up. The next book that we're gonna talk about is my Instagram challenge book for March 2024. My Instagram challenge is where I read 1 book a month that was recommended to me by someone on Instagram. I put out into my stories that I'm looking for recommendations, and as they come in, if I haven't read the book, I put them into my IG challenge spread in my reading journal. And this one I intentionally put in March. I have really tried to pick books for my March TBR that I think I'm really gonna like, if they're not arcs. And the reason I've done that is because March is my birthday month. My birthday was on March 1st, and I want to read really good books in March. Like, I want to read some really awesome books. I want at least one 5-star read, and I've heard nothing but incredible things about this book, so I knew I wanted to put it in for March. And that is Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. This is young adult. I believe it is fantasy. I have heard it is so, so good. I believe it is getting made into a series, but I could be wrong about that. The cover is absolutely stunning, and yeah, it's always caught my attention at the bookstore. So when somebody recommended this to me for my Instagram challenge, and that was at Farmer AM2, I knew I wanted to include it. So very much looking forward to giving this a read in the month of March. The next book that is on my TBR is another one that's gonna look familiar, and that is because it is the other book that was on my February 2024 TBR that I didn't get a chance to pick up. And that is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book. So many people tell me that it's really, really good. I had someone let me know that I should pick this up when I was in my book slump last month. I kind of asked for recommendations, and someone said to me, I saw that Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is on your TBR. Read it. It's amazing. And I was actually pretty nervous to read it because I didn't want to not like it as much as I could have because of a slump. I am not feeling slumpy anymore. And actually one of my best friends is in the middle of reading this. She's almost finished with it, and she says it's fantastic, and she already knows it's a 5-star for her. So I'm even more motivated to give this a read this month. And then the last book that we have on my March 2024 TBR is one that I have had for a while and just haven't gotten around to reading. I have also heard that this book is so, so good, and it's always intrigued me. And again, I'm really trying to pick books that I think I'm going to really like this month, and I think this is one I'm going to really like, and that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I've just heard nothing but great things about this, and it's always intrigued me, and I'm very, very excited to pick it up. This book, I believe, is also on my 24 books in 2024 reading challenge that I made for myself. That's one thing that I'm definitely keeping in mind as I'm putting my TBRs together every month. If I'm going to read 24 books in 2024 and it's predetermined books, then I need to read 2 of them a month to keep up with that challenge. And so far, so good on doing that. And so I did decide that I wanted 2 of those books on my TBR this month. And so House in the Cerulean Sea is one of those, as is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And that's it. That's it for my TBR for March 2024. Again, very excited about these books. Many of these are books that I really do think I'm gonna like, either based on what I know about them from seeing other people talk about them, or based on what I'm getting from the genre or the title. So definitely excited to give all of these a read. And if you've read any of these books, please don't hesitate to put some spoiler-free thoughts down below. I'm especially curious to hear what more people are saying about Firekeeper's Daughter, because I've heard it's so, so good, but I haven't had anyone that I know, like through Instagram or through YouTube here, kind of letting me know what their opinion is. So definitely leave me a comment if you've read that one. And that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And as always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.